Kentucky Route 152 will take us east out of Harrodsburg through Bergen. We'll cross the Kennedy Bridge over Harrington Lake, which looks just beautiful in pictures. I lived a few years of my childhood in Louisville and find myself wondering if I ever saw any of this part of Kentucky on road trips as a child. I wish my memory were strong enough to remember. Bryantsville will be another good source for services before a long, empty stretch to Berea. Good morning, it's Tuesday, June 9, day 55. Exiting Harrodsburg, Kentucky, where I had a great little reunion with my college roommate Drew Man and his family. They hosted us so nicely and well and showed us around Harrodsburg and neighboring Danville. We're going to Berea today. And I usually spend some time looking at the route beforehand and seeing what's on the way. I have not had time to do that, so it'll be a surprise to me. How are you doing, Paul? All right. Paul's doing well. Paul, what's new on your bike? Look at that. Do you see something new on Paul's bike? Red panniers. Paul's got a new set of Ortliebs. That's right. And other stuff. And a new espresso cup. Thank you to the good dog owners who are fencing in their dogs. Drew Man was sharing a bit about Berea, our destination for the day, and the most interesting thing I thought was the college there. I don't know what the enrollment is, but he said 90% of the students come from Appalachia, and that could be Kentucky, Appalachia, West Virginia. I don't know if parts of Virginia as well. And then the other 10% could come from anywhere else in the world. And it's really tough to get in as one of those other 10%. But the thing is, none of the students pay tuition, but they all work. And they could work on campus, like, a campus dining room, but they also work in things, in businesses that are run by the college, like a sign shop and a hotel, an inn in Berea. So I thought that was really interesting, and it really has benefited Appalachia to a big extent, because these kids who would not have had much of an opportunity for higher education otherwise are coming out with a prestigious degree and getting great jobs, and then hopefully giving back to their community. Here's the river. Now the climb starts. Oh, I'm out of the haunted forest. I wanted to stay there all day. So cool and scenic. At least it's overcast. Here's an uncommon sight this summer, a rock wall. No mortar. similar to the Shady Rest bike rest stop that we saw in southern Illinois. We just passed one here in Kentucky, and it had this pavilion built for shelter, and in there was a couple of bicycle pumps. I put some pressure in my tires, and a cooler. It wasn't cool anymore, but full of some drinking water, and an outhouse. And the outhouse had a sign on it, anything you want on the inside is free. And there was toiletries and some bike tools and things like that. And then a shower, if you can believe it, which was really just, a hose connected up, but an actual shower stall outside there, and a sign that said, free camping for cyclists. And so if you're looking for camping between Berea and Harrodsburg, what a great spot. So I'm grateful to whoever sets that up and keeps it stocked. Such a nice gesture. Check out Paul's new Ortliebs. Packed high. Nice, sharp, clean, reflectors. Looking good. I learned the story from Drew Mann and his family about these vertically oriented street signs, which you occasionally see in this part of Kentucky. They were put up by the Mennonites because there were no street signs, and help them navigate. And they're pretty difficult to read, especially if you're trying to see what the cross street is, not the part that's facing you. And then when the city or the county went to finally create road signs, they didn't create them for those intersections because they said, there's already a road sign or a street sign there. We don't need to create one and spend money on that. So they stayed. It looks like I'm entering a spooky haunted forest. Look at this. It's so dark. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! Yeehaw! All right! Woo! I'm finishing a very challenging stretch of 12% grade, and I'll show you what I purchased at the Dollar General once I reach the crest of this hill. Well, that was certainly the toughest climb of the day. So my first non-food or beverage purchase from Dollar General didn't happen until today, day 55 into the trip. A washcloth. I needed something on my bike. I have like a camping towel, but that's too big. I just needed something quick access to mop sweat off my face and arms on days like this, where the dew point is above 70, which I expect to see for the rest of the summer. I'm at a westbounder. It'd been a few days since I saw another cyclist on tour. His name was Dan, and He was from Evansville, Illinois, and he said, I'm just finishing up the Appalachians, and they've been beautiful. He said, I'm kind of sad to be getting out of them, so made me excited for the scenery.
Berea, Kentucky has experienced a population growth of 27% since 2000, outperforming the majority of the state. Ashley, Naomi, and Winona Judd all lived here in Berea.
I stopped for some authentic Kentucky food. Welcome to the beautiful Econo Lodge of Berea, Kentucky. And we requested, could we have a ground floor room that's going to be the most difficult ever to get the stretch limo into? And he's like, oh yeah, we got a room for you. That's room 129. Room 129, specifically the room that's most difficult to get the stretch limo into. It took 10 minutes. No, not that long, but it took a long time. And a very smoky smelling hotel room. Like Paul said, it smells not just like somebody might have smoked in here, but it smells like somebody smoked immediately prior to us entering this room. But it looks nice and clean in the photos, just a very smoky smell. But even in the shower, I'm showering and it smells like smoke in the shower. And there is the shower. What's the shower head status? The shower head status is just fine, nice and high. So I know you want to see the view from the window of our hotel room. It's epic. It is just epic. You're gonna love this. That's it. You know, we get to see the wall on the other side of the nook outside room 129. Just lots of bright sunlight, nice and airy, unobstructed window. Room 129, request it specifically. I thought I'd do the daily recap from the wonderful nook outside of room 129. Today's scenery was a 6 out of 10. I really loved the couple sections where I called it the haunted forest, but the canopy of trees, like those are so cool to ride through. Cool temperature-wise and scenery-wise. Really enjoyed those. Difficulty, let's give that a 5, right in the middle. Yeah, the distance was a little shorter, but we certainly had a lot of climbing in those miles that we did complete. And my overall feeling of positivity is at a 9.